I'll go ahead and I'll read the rules for the forum. Each candidate will have 2 minutes for opening statement. Each candidate will have a maximum of 2 minutes to reply to all questions. Each candidate will have the opportunity for a 2-minute closing statement. We have a timekeeper in front, that is Karen tonight, and you will get a 30-second and 10-second warning on your questions. All the questions have been given to the candidates in advance. And we'll go ahead and, Eric, I'll let you start with your opening statement.
Okay.
I think your mics are there.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm not nervous at all. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. Thank you all for showing up tonight. My name, as she mentioned, is Erik Apperson, and I would like to be your next sheriff. I just wanted to talk about myself a little bit for those of you that aren't familiar with me. I was born in this county. I've lived here my entire life. I attended local school here, and I graduated from Delmar High. I'm currently a sergeant with the Crescent City Police Department.
It's his feedback.
It's all right, I'm going to stumble through it. I have 4 kids. That's my pretty wife in the very back, the black and blue sitting at the table. I'm here today because I believe there's a disconnect between the public and the law enforcement, and it is my intention to repair that disconnect. I believe that crime is a community problem, and it takes a community effort to resolve that issue. I believe that law enforcement can't do it unaccompanied by the community we serve. Providing quality law enforcement in a way is similar better?
Yeah. Can you hear?
I had to go first.
Trial and error.
I just think law enforcement, like other service-based industries, has to do with customer service. 30 seconds left. Got it. I think we can do better, and I think we owe it to our citizenry to do better. Thank you.
I'm Sheriff Dean Wilson. And 12 years ago, I want to thank each and every one of you because you took a chance. You voted for me to be your sheriff. And because you took that chance, for the last 12 years, crime has been down in Delmar County. The Sheriff's Department has improved its level of service to the community, and we have been better both with technology, with personnel, with training, and with the education and the quality of our service. As we go forward, we are facing many, many challenges. We went through tough economic times over these last 12 years, but we were able to stay ahead of that because we were innovative, we looked outside the box, and we found solutions to difficult problems. We're going to be facing additional problems as we go forward, but I have both the skills, the education, the training, and more importantly, the experience to shepherd our department through so that not only are we going to be better in the future, but the service and our commitment to this community will also be better. And I promise you, as your sheriff, I will work to make sure that Delmar County has a level of service that it only needs, but also deserves. Thank you.
Okay, now for the questions, I'm going to go ahead and read them once. If at any time you need the questions repeated, just ask and I'll repeat them. First question will go to Erik first. Sorry. Today's budget issues are of prime importance. Please explain your past experience in preparing, managing, auditing, and prioritizing a budget. What would be your top 2 priorities in establishing the sheriff's budget?
Like I mentioned earlier, I've been a sergeant at the police department for the last 4 years. Within that experience, it's provided me opportunities to monitor the budget, also keeping spending within limits. I've helped manage the schedule. We've been short-staffed, dealing with an overtime budget, things like that. That being said, I believe whether you're operating a $7 million budget or a $700 budget, the principles are essentially the same. Live within your means and get the most for your money. My top 2 priorities will be to assess the current spending habits and work towards operating more efficiently to increase our quality of service. I understand there's a learning curve, but I will hit the ground running and seek counsel from people that are positioned to help me maintain a successful budget. Sheriff Wilson was a sergeant in the police department, just like I am, before he took office too. Thank you.
As we face these budgetary times, I have, over the last 12 years as sheriff, I've not only in the majority of our years come in under budget, but managed the $7 million budget well. We have found solutions to difficult problems as we went forward. When I walked into the office, we had lost almost $1 million because we had lost $500,000 with the state, and then we had lost some critical grants that were beneficial. When we shepherded and lost, we would have lost 10 bodies, but we were able to find solutions. We saved every position that we had. Some of them weren't doing the same jobs, but they had a job at the sheriff's office, and we came through those difficult times. Managing a budget is not like your home, not a $7 million budget, because you are constantly impacted by things that are well outside your control. 2 years ago, we were impacted by realignment. We lost a valuable program within our services that gave us $700,000 of revenue. When we lost that, we had to find solutions to fill that revenue gap in our county, and we did. As we go forward, I know we are going to be facing more challenges to Delaware County. We are facing increases to public retirement here in the next few years. It'll be a 6% increase over the next 2 years as we go forward, 3 in 15-16 and 3 more in 16-17. We have to find solutions to those problems so that those increases don't cost us patrol positions, or we don't have to reduce capacity in our jail. I'm more than able to deal with those challenges just like I have for the past 12 years. As your sheriff, I'll make sure that every dollar goes to providing the best service, and I have the experience to do so. Thank you.
Dean, this question will go to you first. What effect has AB 109, which defers state prisoners to county facilities, what has that had on the Sheriff's Department? Are there any problems, and how have you managed them, or if elected, plan to manage them?
The realignment, the shift of low-level offenders out of state prison back to local control has been a significant impact in Delaware County. It has been magnified by the fact that during this period of time, we were going through very difficult transitions in the probation department, the DA's office. Probation department is absolutely the key component in making sure that those that are coming out of the state prisons are served, that they are, the intent is that they be rehabilitated, and that program comes out of the probation department and was overseen. So we are a little bit behind the ball, but we have a good position, and we have good people in place with both Lonnie Raymond and now the DA. So we are able to hopefully move forward in making progress over the realignment. But it has cost us significantly. Not only did it cost us $700,000 in our revenue to the sheriff's office, we lost going forward, and that caused us to have to reduce the capacity in our jail. But we have also been suffering through increases in theft and homelessness. There are solutions to these problems. And now that we have some of the critical components going forward, I believe that we will be able to deal with some of these realignment trials that our community has been going through. but it is something that not only our community has to come together around, but law enforcement and probation, district attorney's offices, and the judges all have to come to terms with the impacts that we're seeing in Delaware County. I have been successful over this last year or two in our discussions with the governor's office, so that this year and ongoing, we will see an increase in revenue from the state to Delaware County, in large part because we petitioned the governor's office and the Board of Corrections that we had a desperate need, not only here in Delaware County. So they almost doubled our money this next coming year, and from then on we will have additional monies coming to Delaware County to help us with the realignment challenges. I know that we can deal with this, but it's something that it takes not only the experience that I have, I fought this as it went forward, but I know we can make it a success. Thank you.
AB 109 basically forces us to solve more
Move
of
the
our...
mic closer, please. Yeah, there you go.
How's this?
Wait.
We should do a dance now.
You sing. You sing.
Okay, I like to sing.
Sing the car.
You better learn how.
Sometimes. That doesn't mean I can't.
There's that learning curve.
We don't have to worry about me going for 2 minutes. Okay. AB 109 basically forces us to solve more of our criminal problems on a local level. The state of California is essentially telling us they aren't going to pay the bill anymore. I can't really speak to the existing impacts or effects of AB 109 at our local sheriff's office because I don't have first-hand knowledge. I understand that the state cut funding for state prisoners in our local jail, and that cut hit the sheriff's office very hard, just like the sheriff mentioned. Inmates can also be housed much longer in our local jails than previous to this bill. That brings with it certain issues. I believe that rehabilitation should become more of a focus, as well as safety and training of jail staff. I plan on managing the issue by working closely with the probation department, other law enforcement agencies, and the district attorney's office. We will need to be on the same page to handle the alignment effectively. Thank you.
Eric, this question goes to you first. When a citizen calls for assistance or reports a crime, what do you and your staff do?
Yeah, that hung me up too.
Yeah, sorry about that. How will you ensure that your expectations are met?
There's an adage in law enforcement. It's simple and it rhymes, so we can remember it. It's called no call too small. When someone calls for a report what they believe to be a crime, that report is what matters most to them. We cannot allow ourselves as law enforcement to make them feel as if they aren't important. We need to keep a line of communication wide open. Even if immediate physical response is not an option, we need to be in communication with the reporting people. Even a simple call back to let them know we're still trying to get there would make a huge impact. I will also explore technology-based reporting opportunities for folks that aren't interested in having a deputy immediately respond, but maybe want to file online. The point is this: if you call, then someone better respond. It's not the job of law enforcement to determine if we really need to be present or not. Our dispatchers will enter all calls for service in the log history. Command staff will review those entries for dispositions. If a call for service is unanswered, then someone at some point has failed in their duties, and that's simply not acceptable. Thank you.
As sheriff for the last 12 years, our position has always been that every call gets responded to, every call gets answered. Sometimes it's not in person, sometimes it's by phone, but every